USA.
FIVEAA Mornings with Graham Goodings.
Welcome to On the Road with Ned McHenry, thanks to Travel Auctions.
And a very good morning to Ned McHenry. Welcome to the studio.
Good morning, Graham. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. We're going on the road all over the state. We did our first last week. Well, I was at the show and you're in the studio here today. Where are we travelling to today?
Streaky Bay, Graham. So that's the exciting thing with this program. We're going to have a new region every week and we get to talk about some of the great spots here in South Australia. And as I mentioned, this week it's all about Streaky Bay, our west coast. Yeah,
look, I've got to be honest, hands in the air. I've never been to Streaky Bay.
Graham!
I love Streaky Bay oysters.
Oh.
I'm a huge fan of Streaky Bay oysters, some of the best in the state.
Yes.
But never been to Streaky Bay.
Graham, how could a South Australian icon like yourself not venture to one of the most beautiful spots on our coastline?
Guilty as charged.
Yeah.
I don't know. So tempt me. Why should I go to Streaky Bay?
Well, again, we spoke about the FIVEAA last week and we spoke about the natural beauty of the region. I mean, Streaky Bay is natural beauty in spades. It's just the most incredible coastline. And the thing I love about Streaky Bay is there is a level of expense in getting there, right? You need to drive or get yourself to Port Lincoln and fly and get yourself that way. But once you're there, it's such a cost-effective holiday. You don't spend any money in places like Streaky Bay because you nestle in, you have cruisy barbecues, you have roast chicken rolls for lunch, and you just spend time in the actual region. It's such an inexpensive holiday, and that's what I think's great about it.
You didn't mention the oysters.
No, well, they're a bit pricey, Graham. They might be a bit out of our price range, my friend.
No, if I'm going to Streaky Bay, I'm having oysters.
You have to have an oyster.
Yeah.
Would you have a Coffin Bay oyster
And Coffin Bay?
Yep.
Yeah, look, all along the coast there. I mean, South Australia, we're spoilt for, well, I don't need to tell you, our seafood and, of all kinds.
Yeah.
And oysters in particular. I'm a fan.
So what I thought we could do on the show today, if you were happy to, is build out a bit of a road trip around some of the things that you can do potentially on the way to Streaky Bay and things around there, because there's so many natural beauties. And I want to start with one, Graham, Murphy's Haystacks. It's just an absolute cracker for anyone that hasn't been there. It's these rock formations that were naturally formed, and I think people say they're 1.5 billion years old. Estimated to be 1.5 billion. And when you drive there and the sun hits them, it's just the most magical place. So I do wonder whether any of our listeners have actually gone and seen them, because they're just stunning.
Never heard of them.
Yeah.
I'm learning so much today.
Yeah. It's
Murphy's Haystack.
Amazing spot. So just out of Streaky Bay. So you probably have to detour a little bit to go off and do it.
Yeah.
There's a little honesty bin, so a little tin where you can pop a little donation, because I think the land's privately owned. But these rocks, Graham, are just incredible. So it's a great spot for the kids to kind of just pack a bit of a lunch and go for a bit of a cruise through and see them, have a picnic, whatever you want to do. It's absolutely stunning.
Sort of how big are they then? What are we looking at?
Oh, they're big. How big would the rocks be? Well, the biggest rocks would be 10 metres tall, is that?
Yeah.
Does that sound about right? 10 metres tall?
I don't know. I've never seen them.
I know. I'm not
tall as a haystack.
Yeah, exactly. But they're amazing. And they're shaped. They've got these curves and the formations together. It's absolutely incredible. So that's a great spot to go. And then once you're at Streaky Bay, there's heaps of fantastic options there as well, like the jetty and bits and pieces where you can take the kids as well.
There's nothing like a jetty. There's something romantic about either fishing on the jetty or just going for a walk on the jetty at sunset or first thing in the morning.
What is it about our jetties that make them such a great spot to go to?
It's like a magnet to me. Wherever I go, if there's a jetty, I've got to go out and walk on it.
Yeah.
And we've got lots along the metropolitan coast, but of course on York Peninsula and over on Eyre Peninsula.
It's it's the nucleus of the area, isn't it? I always wonder if there's anything inventive we can do with our jetties. Like Wyler Jetty obviously has a circular jetty, if you've seen that. That was quite innovative. But why couldn't we do groovier things with our jetties, Graham? Why couldn't we get creative?
There's a question. We should put that out to our audience. So we're on the road with Ned McHenry, and if you have any suggestions, what can we do to trick up our jetties?
Yeah. Well, because jetties are jetties, right? Like all around the world and all around South Australia. I mean, some are newer, some are more outdated, some have got history, some have less history. But why couldn't we do things like, why couldn't we have slides off the jetty? Or why couldn't you're looking at me going,
well, I'm just trying to think
of
Henley Beach jetty, maybe not. I mean, they do all have their own character because some of them are so old and some have been, as you said, have been refurbished and newer. But every jetty has its own story and its own character.
Okay.
Yeah. So, all right.
Maybe I'm missing the point. Maybe that's the great thing about it. Maybe it's just the history of the jetty.
You don't want to put lights on them, maybe bells and whistles. Maybe that's what you shouldn't do with them.
Yeah. We've gone the other way. We've actually learnt what not to do through my suggestion, which is equally as helpful.
Because I think the locals in particular would say, just keep the jetty the way it is.
Yeah.
We love it the way it is.
Yeah.
And when we have storms and parts of jetties are washed away, the feedback we get, people are so upset about it because to some people, or to many people living in those areas, jetties are sort of, just part of the character and history of their region.
Absolutely. And Streaky Bay Jetty, just tying back to the region, is an absolute cracker. I think it's about 500 metres long from memory. So it's one of the longest jetties in South Australia, and it's a cracker for fishing. So if there's a family, cruising along to Streaky Bay or lucky enough to kind of be successful with this offering, make sure you pack a squid jig because you will 100% get a southern calamari off that jetty. It's a beauty. It's
Fantastic.
a beauty.
So I wonder if it's that long, 500 metres, did they have large boats or ships tie up? In deeper water?
Yeah, I wonder if it was ever used. So I've never seen that happen. It's not necessarily a port, I don't think, but I think it's just the infrastructure is so great for coastal tourism. Like if you want to go there with the kids and go for a walk out or, as I said, go fishing or do bits and pieces like that, it's just absolutely perfect.
What's the water? Well, I was going to say, what's the water like for swimming and so forth? But I guess over there, it's well away from the algal bloom, and fresh,
beautiful,
clear.
Absolutely fantastic. I was in Streaky Bay about 2 weeks ago. Spent some time there, and it was just gorgeous. Like it was just beautiful. The water's absolutely fantastic. The beaches are pristine. There isn't a better spot to visit at the moment. Among many, of course, there's lots of good regions to go to at the moment, but Streaky Bay is just absolutely spot on. Perfect.
Yeah. No, it sounds like a reason to go there. I guess four-wheel drivers would like to know if it's good for four-wheel driving and the like.
Really good four-wheel driving. Yeah, as I said, you can go off track and visit different sites and do bits and pieces like that in your four-wheel drive, or if you want to do some beach driving, there's lots of options there. Some of the famous kind of beaches along South Australia, like Cactus Beaches and areas like that, are famous for mulloway fishing. So heaps of amazing options like that, and the locals will try and keep it quiet, but on this show we're about providing some information.
We're giving it all away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Lots of great four-wheel driving, lots of great options like that. And I know I was harping on about the affordability of the holiday, but I really do mean that, because once you're there, it's not about the bells and whistles, it's not about the fanciest restaurants in Streaky Bay. That is not why you're there.
You're not there for the nightlife.
No, not at all. You're there to just completely decompress, relax, enjoy the natural beauty, and there's so many free things to do. It's all about just visiting all the natural wonders of the area. So what a great option for a family holiday.
82230000 if you have a question of Ned or a story about Streaky Bay. Are you a Streaky Bay local? Tell us what the appeal is. Why are you there? Why you live there? Why you go there on holidays? I'd like to know. 82230000 is the number. Back shortly.
FIVEAA is Adelaide's leader in sport. Thanks to Rossdale Homes. Display villages across Adelaide. Drop in for inspiration and expert advice, because trust is a must.
Hi, I'm Piper, and I've just landed my first job as a registered nurse at the Women's and Children's Hospital. There's been a massive recruitment drive across our health system, with jobs for doctors, nurses, midwives, paramedics, mental health and allied health workers. It's all part of building a bigger health system. To learn more and apply, visit biggerhealthsystem.sa.gov.au.
A message from the Government of South Australia.
Want to keep doing the things you love at any age? Whether you're recovering from injury, trying to ease muscle or joint pain, or simply staying active, Keyser physiotherapy-led strength training builds strength safely for all ages and conditions. Visit Keyser's National Open Day this Saturday from 8 till 3. Discover Keyser at kieser.com.au. Keyser, kieser.com.au.
Dreaming of a holiday? Well, thanks to travel auctions, you can travel at the price you choose to pay. What are we bidding on today, Ned? Tell me, do.
Graham, as we said, what about an adventure to the Eyre Peninsula?
Sounds good.
Bid for 10 nights, a powered site hire at the Discovery Park. So Streaky Bay, you can share it between two people or do 2 5-night stays. So you don't have to do it all in the one hit. It's normally valued at $410.
$410?
Exactly.
Seriously?
But this is the beauty of the concept, Graham. You don't actually pay that. You just bid on what you want to pay, and that's what's so great. So if you fancy a little bit more luxury, you can stay three nights midweek too in a beachfront cabin. That's normally valued at about $680. Those cabins are absolute crackers. Streaky Bay, it's just a must-go-to for anyone travelling around our coast. As you said, I can't believe you haven't been there. It's got pristine natural wonders, endless sandy beaches, world-class fishing, as I know, and a spectacular coastline. Add in warm, friendly locals, and you've found the perfect base to relax, explore and soak up the best of the Eyre Peninsula. And the best part, as I mentioned, is you set the price. So it's not about what it's valued at. It's about what you're prepared to pay. You just bid. There's nothing groovy about it.
Save on your next getaway and don't pay full price. Just place a bid. And if you're successful, hello, Streaky Bay. Travelauctions.com.au. Bid, win, go.
If your air conditioner is over 15 years old, it has no inverter, which means it cuts in and out, costing money. REQ Air Conditioning can install a more effective cost-saving system using brands like Mitsubishi Electric. They will also show you how to use it for maximum efficiency. Stay cool, stay warm, save money with REQ Air Conditioning and Energy Solutions. Google REQ Air Conditioning for a free in-home quote.
Don't miss the cheapest chips Chippy Rewards Super Sale. On now.
Cheapest chips.
Members get 25% off garden pots and accessories. So sign up and start saving. Offer ends this Sunday. Live cheaper at the Chippy Rewards Super Sale at Cheapest Chips.
As a South Aussie-based not-for-profit health insurer, Health Partners isn't just your health partner. We're your tooth-checking partner, hammy-stretching partner, chart-squinting partner. We're your bone-mending, script-filling, arch-lifting, giving, salad-suggesting, generous limit-giving, member-supporting, SA-loving partner. So for great value health cover, there's no better partner in health than Health Partners. Health insurance made human.
Live your best life right where you are. Explore supported home with Anglicare SA.
5AA Mornings with Graham Goodings.
And you're listening to On the Road with Ned McHenry, thanks to Travel Auctions. Ned, we've got some calls. I think we better take them quick. Rick, good morning. Go ahead, Rick.
Yep, hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, g'day, Ned.
G'day, Rick.
How you going, buddy?
Very well.
Look, mate, I'm not trying to be a pain in the bum, but I've had a bugbear for a long time, and I just want to ask you this question because you're in the know about fishing and everything.
Yes.
I heard you reference just before about you could catch calamari off the jetty.
Yes.
Up there. Well, I had this talk with a fellow on one of the fishing shows many years ago, and he wasn't sure. You know how our calamari or our squid here are referenced as southern calamari?
Yes, yep.
The word calamari, that's Italian for squid.
Right.
And in the Latin words, because I studied a bit of Latin, the Latin word for it, that means pen or ink pot, obviously referencing to their ink.
Yes.
Now, in English, calamari means like squid that's been cooked or prepared.
Yes.
And I'm wondering why we keep referencing it as calamari, because I don't hear too many people say, I'm going calamarying.
No, good question. Well, it's a squid, isn't it? We know it as a squid, but their actual term is a southern calamari. So it's almost like calling English people calling their money a quid. It's like a nickname. It's what we call them, squid.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I get that. Okay, yeah, no worries. It's just been a bit of a bugbear, and because it is a mollusk.
Well, Rick, now you've put this on me. Now I'm going to have to think about this for the next week, so you're not going to be the only one with this on their mind. All right. Well, thanks for that, Rick.
Yeah, good on you, Rick.
Good on you, Rick. You've got another problem to my long list.
English lesson, a Latin lesson, and a squid lesson. What next? Paul, good morning.
G'day, Graham. How are you?
Good, thanks.
We went to a spot over at Streaky some time ago. Ned might know it. Called Smooth Pools.
Yes. Fantastic natural site.
Oh, yeah. At low tide, we carried a tinny over all the rocks and dropped the tinny in and went fishing. And there were loads of fingermark brim and other species of fish, but brim were the most prevalent. And then we actually went diving, and when you parted the weed on the bottom, there was green lip abalone.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And we were able to prize a few of those off and take them back and have them for lunch, which was fantastic. But there's so many awesome spots over there. It really is God's country. So
absolutely. Now, Paul, just before you go, if you're happy to, without giving away your secrets, can you just explain to our listeners where Smooth Rocks are if they are going to go on this road trip?
Look, honestly, out of Streaky Bay, I couldn't tell you whether it was left, right, up or down. It was so long ago now that we went. But to get there, you weren't allowed to camp. It's a camp-free area, so you can't stay there. However, we sort of did stretch the rules a little bit because there was no one around, so we did spend the night. But it wasn't far out of Streaky at all, and it was a sensational spot to go. And the smooth pools at high tide is basically flooded, and then at low tide it becomes a natural, like a reservoir, and it just houses all these beautiful fish, and you can swim in there, and it's beautiful. God knows what else might be in there, but at the time we were young enough and dumb enough that we didn't care.
Good on you, Paul. That's fantastic.
Good on you, Paul. Yeah, great advertisement for Streaky Bay, and someone will know exactly where he's talking about. Someone will be listening and go, I know exactly where that is.
Oh, they're fantastic.
So ring us up and let us know. Before we talk about Streaky Bay Discovery Park, which we need to do, we'll take a call from Les. Les, good morning.
Good morning, Graham and Ned. You were asking about whether large ships used to pull up at those jetties. Well, I used to listen to the fishing show years ago with Bruce Harris, you might remember him, and he often spoke about those areas. And all those jetties along those coastal towns are an important part of the state's infrastructure. Sailing vessels, ketchers used to pull up there and pick up the grain and produce and so forth, and no doubt they also delivered goods. So, and they used to transport the wheat and grain and produce to Port Adelaide, and from there it would be distributed. So, a lot of those jetties had ketchers pull up, in the 1900s and early 2000s. Also been to Smooth Pool, great spot for snorkeling. It's separated from the ocean by these big rocks, so the sea can be quite rough on the outside, but inside the pool is very, very smooth, as the name implies, and great for snorkeling. And I think from memory there was a museum there with a replica of one of the biggest sharks that was ever caught hanging from the ceiling. It's a great spot, really, really good spot.
Good on you, Les.
Spot on,
yeah, thanks for sharing your story with us.
Another great call.
Yeah, that's right. So I guess when you get over there, there's whole lots of new things to learn.
Heaps to do. That's the replica. And just one little tip, Graham, if I can. The petrol station that has all your fishing tackle and bait and bits and pieces in Streaky Bay is the best for advice. So if you're going there for the first time, there's some gentlemen who run it who are just great blokes. Ask them on some kind of tips and tricks and things to do. They'll give you a map and actually show you where to go. So they're really friendly, and that's the best spot to get some local knowledge.
Talking about jetties, John says some of the jetties in Queensland have rod holders attached to the railings. What a great idea. Would you agree with that, Ned?
Great idea. Something we could do. Nice and easy, yeah.
Not bells and whistles, but rod holders.
No.
Yeah, there you go. All right, tell us about the Streaky Bay Discovery Park. I mean, we're looking for somewhere to stay when we're there.
Exactly. And as I said, you just need a base because you're going to be out exploring all the time. You're going to be, popping in your four-wheel drive, going for picnics, checking out all the local beaches and coves. So you just need something that's really comfortable with all of the amenities. And I think if you're staying near the beach, you want something close to the beach, Graham. You want to be in the action, and this park has direct beach access, so it's got a true kind of coastal experience. You're right next to the beach. It's got cabins with decks overlooking the beach if you want to set up in a cabin, which is a great option. Beautiful for kind of relaxing sunsets, maybe having a quiet beer at the end of the day. Pets are welcome too, which we love, so bring your dog or your cat or your goat or your cow or whatever you've got. And you've got easy access to your boat ramps and all your fishing, which is an absolute must. Plus on-site cafe, restaurant if that's your thing. Otherwise, as I say, grab a barbecue chook for lunch and head down to the beach and have a picnic. It's low expense, it's easy to do, it's just the perfect road trip.
David says, I love Streaky Bay in the summertime, the most spectacular coastline. My favourite place there is Smooth Pools, but also Streaky Bay Gin Distillery makes a fantastic gin.
Yeah, nice call.
Right, there you go. So that rounds out the day, doesn't it? There. And then slip by and get some oysters.
Yes.
And gin.
You're big on these oysters,
Oh,
Graham.
you betcha.
I can see you salivating at the moment with a nice oyster.
No, look, I could go oysters for lunch, but it probably won't happen. 822 3000 have a question for Ned. And we do have a question here. Somebody says, Jeff says, ask Ned how a boy from Geelong College, an AFL footballer, ended up running a fishing show and staying in Adelaide.
Good question, Jeff. Mainly just through a lack of other options, mate. So sometimes you just have to choose the best you've got, Jeff. When you don't have any other options, you do what you do. No, thanks.
Not at all. We wouldn't let him out of the state. He's made such a big impact.
I love it.
First at the Adelaide Football Club and on your fishing show. You're doing some great stuff.
Couldn't be anywhere else, Graham. I had the option of moving and potentially maybe continuing with some footy and stuff, but I love it here. Couldn't be anywhere else.
Yeah, well, that comes through. You're very passionate and so forth. Look, for those people who are not so aware of what Travel Auctions is about, we've got Celeste Ford in the studio. So let's just give us a little of the background of Travel Auctions.
Yeah, thanks for having me. So Travel Auctions, we're actually a South Australian family-owned and operated business, and we just allow consumers and customers to bid the price that they choose to pay. There's a variety of options, as you've explained, Ned. We have powered sites, cabins. We also have hotels, motels, houseboat holidays, cruises. There is something for everybody. And the benefit of Travel Auctions, especially in the cost of living pressures, it allows you to travel within a price that suits your budget. And it's as simple as heading online to travelauctions.com.au, or you can even call our call centre on 1300 656573. But we're always happy to have a chat, and we love getting South Australians and Australians all over the country out exploring our amazing state.
Good evening, Celeste. Thanks for dropping by. Ned, our time is gone. Where did it go?
It goes so quickly, Graham. But I'll be back next week with another region and another offering, so you can't get rid of me just yet.
Good on you, Ned. You've been listening to On the Road with Ned McHenry, thanks to Travel Auctions. Dreaming of a bargain holiday? Bid the price you want to pay. travelauctions.com.au. Bid, win, go.
She's inspired millions around the world, and now Oprah Winfrey returns to Australia in a brand new live event, Oprah in Conversation. This global trailblazer and cultural powerhouse will share her powerful story of resilient success and the life lessons that shaped her extraordinary journey. Don't miss Oprah, live at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre, Saturday, December 6. Tickets on sale now at Ticketek, or for your chance to be there, keep listening to 5AA.
The siren sounding. Eblin Subaru's footy final frenzy sale is on now. Kick a winning deal with 3 years free servicing across the Subaru Outback range. The all-new Forester has hit the field. Book your test drive today with demos ready for immediate delivery. And the big score? Trade in your car and pocket a $1,000 bonus on new, used and demo vehicles. But the clock's ticking. Don't miss your shot. Race into Eblin Subaru, Adelaide's #1 Subaru dealer. MPD 173.
No matter what your lifestyle looks like, if you have a home care package, you can choose who cooks your meals. Local Kitchen Co. is an Adelaide-owned, NDIS-approved provider dedicated to delivering nutritious, affordable, home-style meals straight to your door. Every meal is thoughtfully planned, made with fresh local ingredients and generously portioned. With weekly changing menus, there's always something new to try. So if you've got a home care package and you like your meals locally made and delicious, search Local Kitchen Co. and order today.
Are you dreaming of a holiday? Well, thanks to Travel Auctions, you can travel at the price you choose to pay. And, Ned, what are we bidding for today?
Well, Graham, as we've spoken about, what about an adventure to the Eyre Peninsula? Bid for 10 nights, a powered site hire at Discovery Park, Streaky Bay, or share 2. So 5 two-night stays with friends, if that's easier. It's normally valued at $410. But if you fancy a little bit more luxury, a little bit like you, Graham, with your oysters, unlike me, a bit more down to earth, stay 3 nights midweek in a beachfront cabin. They are just beautiful. They're normally valued at $680. So Streaky Bay, as we've spoken about, it's one of SA's must-visit regions. It offers pristine natural wonders, endless sandy beaches, world-class fishing and a spectacular coastline. And you add in those warm, friendly locals that are happy to show you where to go. You've found the perfect base to relax, explore, soak up and just have a great coastal getaway. The best part, you set the price. Bid what you're willing to pay. There's no hidden fees, just great deals.
Good on you, Ned. Save on your next getaway and don't pay full price. Just place a bid, and if you're successful, hello, Streaky Bay. Travelauctions.com.au. Bid, win, go.
At Lutheran Homes Group, we get that needs change as you grow older. But that doesn't necessarily mean leaving your home. For the home and community support you need to live the life you want. Lutheran Homes Group, we get you.